asked Colleen to say a few words to your friends and relatives and volunteers who have supported you through this process.
Very overwhelming. I'm going to try to get through this, but it's been thank you, a lot more emotional than I thought it was even going to be. Life is a journey, Mom. This is what my daughter Brooke is always reminding me of. I can't get through the first sentence.
You can do it.
Because I have a tendency to think of it as the last stretch of a marathon. When I'm going 90 miles an hour and stressing over something I probably have no control over, she'll tell me, the flowers smell pretty. This is her way of saying, slow down. No matter how fast or slow we go, God already has our journey mapped out. Brooke had a necklace she wore every day in high school. It had a bunch of odd and end charms on it. And one day she saw a little trinket on her dad's counter. He said it came in a letter he had received from Habitat for Humanity. Brooke thought it was cute, so she put it on her necklace without thinking anything of it. If I would have realized what it was then, I may have sprinted down to the Habitat office and applied, but it wasn't my time. After 4 moves and little Lizzie later, I'm about to make my 5th move when a good friend of mine, Fred at work, suggested that I apply for a Habitat house. She said, what's the worst they could say? No. So I called the office, I talked to Barb, and she sent me an application. While I was filling out my application, I remembered the essay my nephew wrote. It's pretty famous. Where is Hunter? I don't even see him. There he is. If I had $1 million. I was so touched by his essay that I decided to send a copy of it along. And I do have 2 copies here for anyone else who would like to fully read them. Because I can't do that. I'm not sure why the board and Barb accepted me, but I know Barb was also very moved by it. Now that I have been accepted, I'm worked on my financial end, working on my sweat equity hours, which this year was definitely sweat. And it's time to start building. But we have no general contractor. I think I was more stressed over this than anyone else, or so they led on that they were fine. And along comes Butch Gregarino. I have known Butch and Chris for about 20 years. So I know what kind of people they are and the kind of work Butch does. So when I found this out, I was doing a little dance at work.
It was a big dance.
I don't think Butch really likes it when I call him my Superman, but to me he is. So I'd like to thank you very much, Butch, for coming to my rescue, and to the Gregarino family for all the sacrifices that you had to make so that your husband and your father could do this for me and my family. Now the house is almost built, and I told Brooke, you need to start going through your things to get ready to pack. This is when she rediscovers her necklace at 2 a.m. in the morning. She brings me her charm. Huh?
That's when I do my best work.
And that's early. That's early. I'm lucky it wasn't 4 in the morning. She brings me her charm and says, I think you might want this. She tells me the whole story, and I instantly get goosebumps and tears in my eyes. Because God knew. That wasn't my time, but it is now. So I want to thank Brooke, Hunter, and my niece Harley for all of your encouragement and love. Paul and Fred at work for influencing me and being there when I needed someone to lean on or a swift kick in the pants. My family, my mom, my brother Ron, my sister-in-law Stacy. You are my friends, my strength, my love, and my babysitters. Because without them, I would have never got through all those sweat equity hours. I don't know how to thank you. Words cannot describe. I have no way to repay you, except that I can have Thanksgiving this year.
Does that mean we're all invited?
Everyone, please. Ron, I promise I won't plug the garbage disposal because we didn't put one in. But I can't promise that there won't be some other form of catastrophe that you'll have to come to my rescue about. But you will never have to move me again. Thank you to all of the volunteers who took time out of their busy schedules to come and help, and that's the the churches and the daily people. All of our regular volunteers for being here almost every day. The Board of Habitat for Humanity for accepting us. Judy for helping me along, and Barb. I joked with Barb in the beginning. I said, I know I have a lot of hoops to jump through. She laughed and she said, yes, you do. Well, by the end, a lot of the laws had changed, and she had to start jumping through the hoops first and then turning around and pulling me through. I don't think she thought it was so funny after that. So, for Barb and Judy, I have blessing bracelets because you and Habitat have been a blessing to me. And for Butch.
Oh, yes.
When you're ever feeling a little down, to remind you how much you mean to other people. In conclusion, Hunter was right. If I had $1 million, I would share it with each and every one of you. So thank you all for being a part of my journey.